Hi, my name is Leah Perkins. I am here just trying to raise awareness. Most importantly, I'm hoping that being an advocate will help raise awareness on every platform by shining a light on it, making the invisible visible. Combined in unity, all community will benefit. There are so many forms of abuse, both mentally and physically: neglect, child abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking against women, men, and children. Detrimental facts, unfortunately, just a few. 15 million children are abused each year. 1 in 3 women experience some form of domestic violence, sexual assault, or abuse. By turning up the volume and increasing visibility, we will engage the public and address an issue that is affecting millions of people worldwide. It's so unfortunate. There's no excuse for violence or abuse, so don't believe the lie. Contrary to cultural norms, if it is learned, it can be unlearned and preventable. Movements are about moments, and you never know if by sharing your moment, it may help save someone else. Some of us matured young because life showed us the worst side of the world at an early age. I started experiencing abuse at a very young age. My father struggled with alcoholism and drug addiction while my mother dealt with mental illness issues. Due to their circumstances, I was neglected and left to fend for myself. After 7 long years of abuse infiltrating my life, at 11 I was brave enough to speak out against my abuser. My older cousin pled guilty and was convicted, serving only 6 months in jail. Just months later, I was then targeted and sexually assaulted by my older brother. I stayed silent. 1 year after that, I was forced by my own mother to sit down with my cousin whom abused me. She stressed the importance of forgiveness with the ulterior motive to hire him for our family business. This led to continual emotional mental abuse, being re-victimized by my own family. I was forced daily to stand face to face with my abuser and act like everything was okay for years to come. During high school, in an attempt to try and escape my reality, I started avoiding going home. Daily, I would seek refuge anywhere that I could find it. At 16, I met the man who I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. In the beginning, it seemed okay because I had skewed perspective of what was acceptable and normal. His wide range of various abuse didn't just happen, it progressed over time. All the signs were there. Unfortunately, my history conditioned me to be accepting of the unacceptable. Having our daughter at 20 years old, I then felt obligated to make it work. This was a very dumb, distorted decision. As I quickly learned of his additional severe sexual addictions in choosing to stay. At this time, I attempted to escape. This only lasted 6 months because he convinced me things would be different. I wanted to believe him, so I agreed to try. Within months, I became pregnant with our son. He then asked me to marry him. I wanted to wait as things were in fact not getting better. On top of extreme pressure from my own mother, stressing the importance of not having another child out of wedlock, I accepted. Bad idea. Nothing changed. I mean, nothing. It only got worse. Now here I am in my 30s, having endured a life of trauma, family cycles, being ignorant to warning signs and making bad decisions, realizing this doesn't have to be my norm. I became determined to change me and my children's life and not allow the past to dictate our future. My first step, which was the hardest, was to plan how to escape safely. I started researching online the different ways other women have successfully gotten out. I became empowered and confident that through my God, we could do this. In a last-ditch effort to oppress me, he sexually assaulted me. After taking continual appropriate legal steps, he was unjustifiably able to continue his abusive tactics through the system. In my opinion, the laws and policies currently in place are not designed for women to safely escape and legally be protected throughout the process. These gross injustices need to end. People need to know the importance of speaking out. My effort is in hopes to open the eyes and ears of both victims, philanthropists, and policymakers in an attempt to advocate for change. Using social media for empowerment is a global game changer. Hashtag time's up. He abused me for 16 years. And through all this, everything that I have just shared with you all, and everything that I've endured and suffered through, for lack of better words, through all of that, how am I who I am today? And the only thing that I can, happily share with you as a form of inspiration is that God is so real, and so are his angels, and faith, and trusting, and always remembering to put him first. And prayer is the most important thing, I believe, when it comes to, making sure that you're keeping an open relationship with him, and just allowing yourself to put it in his hands and trust that he's going to take care of it. Going through all of these traumas throughout my life, this past year, escaping domestic violence for me was so traumatizing, as I didn't expect it to unravel how it did. And the abuse that continued after we got out was so severe and traumatizing that it put me into a state that I had never experienced before, which the doctors diagnosed as PTSD, and I started having panic attacks at the age of 34, which I had also never experienced. And God truly came through. I did lose sight of him for a short period of time because the fear definitely was in the forefront of my focus. And preventative safety measures were all I could think of. And unfortunately, that put me in a place where I was very vulnerable, very vulnerable. And God came through, and he just picked me up so gracefully and gently, and reminded me that he has always been here, and that I had forgotten, but also that it was important for me to find forgiveness, for my abuser and what had recently transpired in our lives, as this would be a way for me to let go of the fear and to be able to move forward. Not to forgive him for his peace of mind, but for my own peace of mind, to have better understanding about where God was going to take me next. And it's so real and so amazing. It was one of the most miraculous things I had ever experienced in my whole life. And I'm so grateful and fortunate. And I am excited to be able to help as many people as I can on as many different apps that God places on my heart, which has been a tremendous amount. But I just wanted to share that portion with you guys, because it is very important to me to give my God the credit that he deserves, bringing me through this very difficult first half of my life. I'm about to be 35 on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to what God has in store for me and my children, and making a way and spreading his love and his wonderful, amazing greatness with all of you, to be inspiring. And just know that somebody's always going through something, and you're probably not alone, and there are people out there that can be there to support you and give you advice, and maybe even give you a hug. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and share. God's plan.